So as these talks go on, we want to get inside the heads of the American delegation. What's on top of their agenda? I asked that very question to James Dorn, director of the Cato Journal and vice president for academic affairs at the Cato Institute.
From my perspective, we have to talk about economic freedom and personal freedom and also transparency on both sides of the aisle, both the United States and China. So we need to practice what we preach in terms of our own fundamental principles in the United States. China doesn't like to be told what to do. They're going to do what's in their own self-interest. So you always have to take self-interest as the beginning postulate and see how there can be a win-win situation. And that's why the Chinese relationship so far has been somewhat normalized because of trade. China is now the second largest trading nation in the world. From back in 1978, they had no trade sector. So we should congratulate China on the advances it's made moving towards a market system. And we hope that China will continue to open up its markets and also allow for more foreign investment. So I think it's in our interest to see China move towards a rule of law and towards not necessarily democracy. I argue for limited government. Limited government is the most important. Limit the power of government and increase the power of the individual people. That's what's going on in Egypt now. People want more power. They don't want the government to have the power. So, and in the United States, that's the issue too.
Let me ask one final question. Cybersecurity, there's been this drumbeat, cybersecurity, cybersecurity. Then the Snowden revelations come out. It makes it much more difficult, I would think, to be banging that drum going into this meeting. How does that change the complexion of these talks?
Oh, I mean, China has a definite advantage here because they're pointing to the United States, who says they value privacy above all. Of course, there's always some trade-off between privacy and security. But Snowden's revelations about what the National Security Administration was doing on basically collecting mega data on Americans, on phones and internet and so forth, that spooks some people out in the United States. And the Chinese look and say, well, the United States is criticizing us for cybersecurity. Frankly, everybody gets involved in cybersecurity with respect to they want security reasons. You have to know what other people are doing, but to have massive, intervention in the private sector in the United States on ordinary citizens is questionable from first principles, and there's a big debate going on in that. So the Chinese got to say, well, you're telling us what to do. You better clean up your own act first. But of course, there's a difference between cybersecurity and stealing trade secrets. And, I think Jack Lew, the Treasury Secretary, is going to really put a lot of emphasis on China has to have transparency as well. And both with respect to its military budget and with respect to trade and investment.
Well, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for coming in and talking to us. We're obviously going to keep our eye on this session this week. Thanks so much.
Thank you.